Alrighty. Hello, I'm Amelia Fonseca. I'm a social worker, student intern at University of South Florida. Today I'm just going to be doing a session with you guys. My supervisor will be reviewing our session. I just want to let you know about some guidelines we have as well as some ground rules we have. So before you came in, I'm sure you filled out some paperwork that has to do with HIPAA. So whatever is discussed within this session is between us. My supervisor will be reviewing this session. And then also, if you guys have any concerns regarding the session we had, this recording will be given to you as well. The only time that certain things will be disclosed is if there's any idea of any child abuse, elder abuse, or any harm toward yourself and or others. Okay. So before we begin our session, I just want you guys to introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Anna. I'm Anastasia's mom.
Okay.
My name is Anastasia. I said it.
Okay. Okay. So what brought you guys here today?
I guess we need to talk about our relationship, my relationship with my daughter, and trying to get through some issues that come up sometimes where my daughter feels a certain way about how I may show favoritism from one child to the next. And I'm just trying to see if we can come to a point where I understand where she's coming from and I can understand where she's coming from because we all have our own point of view and I don't think we're not seeing each other's point of view.
Okay.
Or feelings.
Okay. And what do you have to say about Anastasia? You can be honest in the session, by the way. So this is for you guys to open up and explore different things together.
Well, I think she does have favoritism, and I think I don't know. I feel like she doesn't validate my feelings. So she never like looks at how I like. I feel like she pays more attention to the other siblings that are here.
Okay. Do you feel like you're left out?
No, I just I don't feel left out. I just sometimes feel that just because I don't show things doesn't mean that I don't have things that I want to say or things that I wish you would ask me about.
Okay. So I was asking, how do you feel your mom approaches you whenever you're, frustrated about anything or you want to talk to her about anything?
Um, well, usually when I get frustrated, she gets on to me. But when I want to talk about something, she like I don't really. I feel like I don't like open up about things like that, and when I try, like I feel I can't say it. But um, she just she just like tells like when I tell her, I feel she's like, oh, like you're being like ridiculous, like that's not true, or like what the favoritism, or like just about personal things with me. Like I think that was on or was going on. She just like tells me to stop. But when it's like my other sisters, we all focus on her, which is I mean understandable because obviously there's way more and a lot going on, which I feel I like I'm not like in the like position to like I don't know, like I'm not trying to make it about me, but it's I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Do you feel like you want more? You don't want more, but you want some of your mom's attention and time.
I do have her attention. It's just like um, like when like deep like with like I don't know how to explain it. It's like
Okay, it's okay.
I just wish she would like hear me out sometimes, which I know she does, but
I think that's where the problem is. Okay, I know you want me to hear you out. I know you want me to talk to you. I don't mind talking to you. I don't mind hearing you out. The problem is that we cannot have a civil conversation. When I try to ask you about something, you pretty much just complain about everything. Complain, 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 complain. And then you raise your voice and then you have an attitude. And that's when things go downhill. If you could keep calm and just not complain about things and not raise your voice at me and not get sassy with me, we could have a very good conversation, which I try to talk to you all the time. But I things automatically stop when I feel that you're being disrespectful. So I said, okay, enough. I'm done with this conversation. Go to your room. And that's it. That's the end of it. Because the more that I try and talk to you, the louder you get, the more sassy you get. And all you're doing is just getting yourself in even more trouble.
Do you feel that maybe she goes to you in that way because that's the only way she can get your attention?
I think yes. And then I think the other way, which is when I like start having an attitude and raising my voice, I feel like that's the only way for them to like
Mama,
listen to
you
me.
have an attitude from the moment you get up.
Do you feel maybe she wakes up because she's already expecting that response where she's already like, okay, I'm going to be negative. That's the best way I can get my mom's attention and my dad's attention.
She gets our attention. It's not about
Mhm.
us not giving her attention. We give her
Mhm.
attention. We talk to her. Her father tries to approach her, but she's like her other sister, where it's like they're awkward with affection. But she,
Well, you're talking about today, which today was um
yeah,
I got in trouble today, but I feel like I had reasons
you
because
had reasons to be upset, absolutely. But there was no excuse and no reason for you to speak to your brother the way that you did, or say things to your brother in anger, especially the things that you said to him. So yes, you are going to get in trouble. I always tell you all the time, you can express how you're feeling. Everybody has the right to get upset about something that bothers them, especially when you have been telling your brother about certain things over and over and over again. I'm not saying that you have no right to be upset or aggravated, but from that to going off into this whole psychotic episode between you and him, that's a complete different thing.
well, the reason why
What do you
that
mean by
happened.
psychotic episode? What do you mean by psychotic episode?
Okay, so I went to Walmart. I had to go to Walmart, okay? And when I came back, first thing I hear is, "Mother, go get your daughter," because she is like, there's something wrong. I come inside, then her grandmother starts telling me that this one over here and her brother were going at it, like loud. And then her father tried to get in the, and then she was talking back to the dad, raised her voice. Her dad was trying to say, you need to stop, you need to be quiet. And she kept getting louder and louder. And she kept talking back and talking back. That because happened because her brother has the habit of leaving his clothes in the bathroom, his dirty clothes in the bathroom. Okay.
Mhm.
That was the whole thing because she constantly tells him he has to pick it up. And yes, I give that to her completely. He doesn't, and he needs to do it. So she got so frustrated and so aggravated that she started going off on him. I don't know exactly everything that was said, but it all ended up with every single time she gets upset, she brings up her brother's past relationship. That's why she cheated on you. That's why you did that. That's why you had this done to you. And then she'll go on and say, you know what? I just hope somebody slaps you across the face because she was mad.
Okay, it wasn't even like
Okay,
that.
No,
so
That's
let's
I
go
did
back to
not bring
what.
up
Yes. No, you go ahead, Sage. What were you gonna say?
I did not bring up when we were arguing today how that's why his girlfriend shit on him or anything.
but that usually comes up. when you get mad.
But did it come out today?
No. And
Okay.
the reason why I got mad today was I'm looking at the house and like it like I can't explain like the feeling it gives me, but I'm like so tired of like just seeing the mess every day. And like, okay, I don't clean every day or whatever, but I feel like it's not always my job. And I do try and help out. And then like I'm telling my brother and I went in the bathroom, I I gave him an attitude, but it's like it was like, like brother sister type of attitude, like just siblings. And I told him like you need to like pick up your clothes. And I got mad because I'm in the bathroom. The counter is all cluttered up. The mirror has like toothpaste stuff on it. And I can tell it's him because it's more higher up and he's tall. So it's obvious it's him. And all his
Mhm.
clothes is on the floor.
Mhm.
So I'm like, and I've been having to tell him this for years and just so long. And I know, like, okay, maybe sometimes I leave mine in there, but I don't leave it in there for that long. And when I try to tell my mom, she says, "Oh, I'm gonna tell him." She never tells him.
I do tell him, Darcy. I
And
do tell him, Mama.
she tells him, and she tells him in like a very like, Curto, you need to pick up your clothes. He's not gonna listen to that, so he doesn't do it. And one time he was working and he came home. He was like working for my mom, and his dirty clothes, his dirty work clothes was in the bathroom. And I told my mom like, why are you not saying anything to him? Like his belt, his pants, his shirts are in there. And then she told me, well, well, he's working, so it's like he's a guy or something like that. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
Why do you have to
So,
be doing that? He should be responsible enough to do it.
yeah.
And I am tired of always reminding everybody in this house to do something. It is
Okay, I get that, Mija.
Like
Okay,
it-
I understand. I understand. Okay. I I agree with you on that. Completely agree with you on that.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's first describe the family dynamic. So Anna, you mentioned your mom, and then Anastasia is your daughter. Who else is part of your family?
Okay, so we have Ricardo, which is the oldest here. Anastasia has
Mhm.
6 siblings. She's got 4 brothers and 2 sisters.
Mhm.
4 of the oldest siblings are already, they've already left home. They're independent. And
Mhm.
then there is Cardo, the oldest
to have
here.
glasses on.
And then we have Anastasia, which is the middle one. And then we have Alondra, which is the baby one.
Mhm.
And we have mom and dad
Mhm.
and a dog.
Okay.
2 dogs.
And how old are your kids? The ones who are staying in your home right now?
The ones that are home are 19, 17, and 15.
Okay. And you have 2 daughters and 1 son in the home. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So based off of what Anastasia is describing, she said that she feels as if there's more favoritism towards certain siblings, and she knows that her sister is going through some difficult times right now. Is that right? That's why you're giving her
Yes.
more time. Okay. Um, and since I'm gonna ask a bit more questions. Do you and dad work full time
Yes.
outside of the home?
Yes.
Okay. And so older brother, is he out of high school? Is he officially like an adult?
Yes.
Okay. And then Anastasia, is she in high
Mhm.
school? Okay, what grade is she in?
Yes. She'll be graduating this year.
Okay. So with Anastasia being the middle child and she's one of your daughters, and your older son, he's already out of high school and it sounds like he's still in the home and figuring out what he wants to do with his life. Is that right? Do you feel as
Yes.
if Anastasia feels like there's more responsibility on her as your daughter, as the girl who's able to do things in the home?
Feel like the responsibility is not on her because I don't put it on her to do things, but she does get aggravated. Let's just take the house as an example. Okay, the house could be much cleaner. and much tidier. All right.
Mhm.
But it's not because one, I don't have time,
Mhm.
and it just seems that we have so much going on right now, and I just don't
Mhm.
have the time. I basically do the minimum, the very
Yeah.
minimum. All right. And Anastasia gets frustrated because the house is a mess. The house
Mhm.
shouldn't be like this. And I get it. I understand. All right. That being said, make her, I don't make that her responsibility. I do tell her, said, you being home more than I am, you
Yeah.
could help out. You live here like
Yeah.
everybody else.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Go. Okay. Let's. Anastasia will talk, and then we'll let mom talk again. You can go.
Okay. She says what she just said, but her son, who is out of high school, who was supposed to go to college this year, but choose not to, who's taking a year off or two, and he doesn't have a job. He's always gone. He's not here with his sister watching her like he should be doing, but I should be the one helping out and cleaning when he should be here. I'm not saying all day, every day, but he's here more than I am, or more than my mom is. So I feel that's not fair.
Girls,
When it
go
comes
over
to
there,
your
please. Go
brother,
with your dad.
okay, he's the
Go
one
with
that
your dad.
carries us
Lonnie, go with your dad.
responsibility to take you guys to school. He's the one that carries the responsibility. You may not see it, but your dad is constantly giving him things to do. He's the one that gets this house to still be running because we can't run around and do things because we're stuck at work all day, every single day. Anything that needs to get done, your brother does it. Anything that needs to be picked up, your brother does it. Anything that needs to be, taken care of, there's some things that he has even put under his name so he can take care of it because we can't go and take care of stuff. Okay, he does it. Everything, a lot of things that go behind the scenes, if you want to say it that way, your brother's the one that is always running around doing the stuff that needs to get done. And you might think it's stuff that is
So.
like no big deal, but
Mhm.
I guarantee you there has not been a day in months that your brother has not had stuff to do that your dad has, I need you to go do this. Carter, I need you to go do that. Carter, okay. He does it
So
because he has no choice.
I'm sorry. So let's talk about what's going on. So you mentioned that there are a lot of things going on right now at the home, right?
Hmm?
You mentioned that there are some things going on at home, some stressors.
Yes.
Okay, so what's going on right now? I know you mentioned Anna's just talking about how she feels like it sounds like her and Carter are having some tension between each other and that there's more going on within the family. So what is that exactly?
Well, there is Alondra, the little one.
Mm-hmm.
She has some health issues that we're
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out what it is. She's
Mm-hmm.
got her good days and she's got her bad days.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been very stressful for me and for dad to feel a little bit of the guilt and a little bit of the frustration that we can't be there for her the way we would want to be there for her. When she has her really bad days, it's not pretty, you know, and just having to try and figure out what it is that's wrong with her because the doctors have not been able to figure it out. It's one stress, and then having the frustration of not being able to be there the way we want to be there for her. That's another frustration. And then having to deal with the fact that we need money for her medical bills. That's another frustration. And it's like we are running on survival mode, and I know that it's, as parents, we're not supposed to let our children carry our burdens and our stress, and we try not to. But at the same time, it's like we want our kids to at least be aware of everything that is going on and try not to make even more stress and more burden in the household because there's already enough
Do you feel
going
that
around.
maybe Anastasia is also feeling some sense of she's feeling overwhelmed from everything that's happening, with what's happening with her little sister? And for instance, like the clothes not getting picked up, the bathroom not being cleaned. She may feel that's a burden or frustration upon her little sister and also upon herself,
I'm
upon
sure.
Anastasia.
Yes.
Do you
Yes,
feel that maybe
absolutely.
Anastasia's advocating for her sister because her little sister's already going through a lot of different stresses, and whenever she has her bad days, you mentioned it does get really bad. Is that right? So like she's constantly like, okay, this needs to be done, this needs to get done to make sure that my little sister is taken care of as well as myself. Does that
I
sound about right?
I don't know. You don't
And
think
who
so?
does the younger sister
Okay, no.
typically go to whenever she's frustrated about something?
Anastasia.
Okay. So you mentioned that your older son, he does different things in the home. He's always out, whether he's with his friends or he has to go do stuff for the family or he has to take care of his little sister. But when it comes to being at home, do you notice that Anastasia is trying to constantly tend to her little sister to ensure that she's taken care of physically and emotionally?
She is not constantly trying to take care of her, but whenever she needs to step in, she steps in a split second to take care of her. She's not overbearing. She's always on top of her because she wants to give her space. But if her little sister needs her, Anastasia is like lightning fast. She's there.
Okay. And with everything that's going on, you mentioned that you and dad are really overwhelmed and stressed. You're depending on your older son a lot. Have you considered of asking Anastasia how she's feeling throughout all of this? Because she's trying to take care of her sister and trying to be there for her. And for instance, today she blew up on her older brother. Do you think there may be some tension and some sense of fear within Anastasia?
I don't think me and her can have that meaningful of a conversation. I don't think she'll open up to me. Ask her, Mija, everything that is going on. How do you feel? Has it been overwhelming for you? She's kind of shut down when it comes to that.
Yeah. So for her, Anastasia sounds like she's not scared, but she'll shut down. That's her way of coping with what's going on because she doesn't know how to verbally express it. And I know you mentioned that as soon as Anastasia wakes up, she just has an attitude or she's sassy, as you said. But maybe that's her way of expressing of how she's feeling about everything that's going on. And I know that in the home, there's a lot of frustration and siblings don't get along sometimes. And her older brother, it seems like he's the main target and they're just going at it between each other. And they're trying to take care of the little sister, not just, to help themselves feel better, but to help her feel better and also to help their parents feel, go throughout this really difficult time. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you and Anastasia
I
taken
just wish
any
she would
time to
tell
talk?
me.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I just wish she would just be open and honest with me and say, I don't want to hear no complaining. No complaining. I just want her to be like, okay, let's sit down and talk about this. But talk.
Maybe have you considered ever going out on like you and her date? Just you guys getting out of the house and talking about whatever you may be feeling, mom, or whatever Anastasia is feeling. There's nobody else in the room. It's just you guys having that one-to-one time.
When we do go out, she doesn't want to focus on that. She wants to focus on just spending time, having fun, doing things together, which I love those times with her. I
Mhm.
think it's just, it's very nice. But she is very funny and she's very bubbly and she is just very outgoing and she's hilarious. So when we do go out or when we do get to spend those times together, just me and her, which are not very often, but sometimes they do happen, um, they're very nice. I really cherish those moments because she's she's very funny, you know, and like it's very pleasant to spend time with her because she makes the time go by so fast and she's the things that she come up with and the things that she wants to go do, I love those times.
Yeah, I think
I do.
it sounds like you guys have a really close relationship, but like we've talked about throughout this time, it sounds like there's a lot going on. And when it can be really easy to be able to put some time aside to not have that one-on-one time, because of course there's a lot going on with little sister, but it's also important to be able to nurture each other's relationship amongst each other. So whether that's going out shopping, going on a walk with each other, and then having maybe like a little dinner or meal together and having a heart to heart conversation about what's going on. Because if you don't tend to those things between each other, it can become distant between you two. How do you feel about that, Anastasia?
Um, well, like she said, how I shut down sometimes. I feel like I don't fully say it, but I try to give her hints and hope she would like
Pick it up.
pick onto it and bring it up or continue with the conversation. Like, um, there's this one time I told her something that really, really bothered me, like a lot, and she just said that she only reacted that way because she wanted my dad to get onto me, and it was um I don't know, I like it really hurt me because I that was like that's like there's something that's like really affecting me, and I feel she doesn't notice it, but I feel like that was when I tried to maybe tell her stuff, she just gets onto me for it.
What did I say?
You when I said why would you do that at the table, and I said why would you bring that up? You said so your dad could get onto you about it.
What was that? About the what?
Something and me towards it.
Oh, Mama. Okay. But there are some things that I have to let your dad know about. One, because
But you and like embarrassed me.
that's your father.
Yeah, but y'all kept going on and were yelling at me.
Because it's something that shouldn't be doing.
Okay,
There's
like,
nothing for you to be embarrassed about. That's your dad.
but don't you think that I was like uncomfortable, or don't you think maybe a different time you could have said that to him?
Oh, we were at home.
It doesn't like okay.
We were at home, Mama. And there's nothing for you to be embarrassed about. Because it wasn't something that you did that you should be embarrassed. It's something that you shouldn't be doing to begin with. Because it's not healthy for you. But you should not be embarrassed about it.
Okay, so with what you mentioned about a topic that was brought up to dad, um, Anastasia mentions that she feels embarrassed. Do you feel like it could have been addressed separately away from everybody else? I know you mentioned it was at home, but were there other people in the room?
Everybody we were sitting at the table and everybody already knew except me and dad.
Nobody knew.
Your sister said she knew. And your brother said he knew too.
I didn't know, Mom.
He said he knew
Well,
because he heard it.
Anastasia's trying to say that she would like these things to be addressed in private between you and dad and her. She may be aware that other people, or maybe a few may not
I
know.
don't think she wants me to tell dad.
Okay.
But if it's something that I feel that we need to address together as parents
Mm-hmm.
and talk to you about it, you should not be embarrassed about that.
Well, I was because they all started yelling at me and said that if I do that one more time, I'm gonna be in really big trouble when they think it's that easy or it's like I feel like no one gets it. Like I get it. And like I don't know. I never like talked about it like that. And then when I bring it up to my mom and then she just blurted it out. And like I didn't like that.
Can I tell her
You
what it
just
was?
wanted things. You just wanted things between you and your mom. You would like to go to her and just disclose it between amongst each other.
Can I tell her what it was? Okay. So Anastasia has been wanting to lose some weight. Okay. So she thought it would be a good idea
Okay, you don't say it.
to eat her food that she wanted to eat and then go throw it up in the bathroom. And I said, no, no, ma'am, you cannot be doing that because that's not healthy for you. That's bad for you. Because that can become a habit. And then how do you break that? So yes, I told Dad about it. But and there's nothing that you should be embarrassed about. It's nothing not be embarrassed. When I was younger, I did that because I wanted to lose weight. So later I realized that that's not the healthy way to do it. It's nothing for you to be embarrassed about. And yes, your dad is going to get on to you about it. And yes, I'm going to tell you, don't be doing that. Don't do that again.
I think right now what it sounds like is Anastasia needs some support. And it sounds like she directly needs support from mom, from you. When it comes to things going on with little sister. Mhm.
She's trying to build this image about herself. And this is what I wish you would really, really believe me and understand that I'm not saying these things to her because I'm her mom. But she does, in her eyes, she could look better. She could be thinner. She could be this. She could be that. And I tell her all the time, you are beautiful. You really are. And she doesn't get it. She does not get it. She thinks that she has to do this to look good. She has to do that to look good. When she already looks gorgeous to begin with.
I mean, it's hard
But
being a
no.
teenager, right? It's
Yeah,
hard at this
true.
age when you see yourself and you don't see what you like. So you try to find other ways to change it, even if it seems unhealthy. And I think what Anastasia's trying to say is what was discussed is something that's really sensitive for her. It's really hard for her to process and something she probably didn't want to discuss to her dad yet. She wasn't ready for it. And she knows that you guys see her in a great light, but for her right now, it's kind of hard to see that. And she needs that emotional support, whether it's from you, from dad, from family, but it's probably something she just wasn't ready to talk about yet.
It wasn't. And what was worse is that I was getting yelled at, like, okay, I know it's wrong, but like, again, like I've never talked about it. And I know like right now might be a crazy time to talk about it, but it's like they don't get how it feels to always have it like built up inside of me. And how many, like my mom might not know, but how many like years has that been going on. And when I
You have what inside of you?
like just like that, like the constant thought in my head, or just
Of what?
like just stuff, like about food and everything. Like nobody it.
I know, I know that you have struggled with it for a very long time, but I don't think you've struggled with food. You have struggled with your image for many years.
I'm not saying I struggle with food, but like
She thinks she
I
could
don't
look
know.
better in her own light. You mentioned that she struggled with her image. So she feels like if I don't eat as much food or if I eat and then take it out, I'll be able to maintain my image the way I want it or be better of how I would like to look. Is that what you're trying to say,
I
Anastasia?
don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say to you anymore. To For you to believe me that what I say to you about your image is not because you always tell me you just say that because you're my mom. You just say that because you love me. You don't want to hurt my feelings. That is not why I tell you what I tell you when I look at you.
But like that's not how I grew up. Yeah.
You definitely, how you guys say it, had a glow up. 1000%. When you were a child, no, I'm not gonna lie, you were very beautiful, but in a very special way. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, your image was not anywhere close to what your image is now. And you have made some changes, from when you were a child to now. And I think you look at yourself in the mirror and you still see that little girl. And you're not that little girl anymore, Mama. That little girl has blossomed into this beautiful, gorgeous young lady.
No, but like I still feel it, which was like literally basically it's like I'm saying like my mom, I feel like she focuses on everybody else's problems but mine. And she never like takes it seriously.
Because to me, that problem is non-existent.
But it
To me,
is
that
to
problem
me.
is not real because you are beautiful.
Okay, but it's not about just the self-image. It's like the problem is like it's it's like a constant loop. Like it won't go away. And I'm not saying like the thinking, but like
Have
the
we
doing,
have we considered individual therapy for Anastasia?
I did bring it up to her times, but then she gets mad at me.
Okay. So to come a close on our session, just because of timing, I think individual therapy could be beneficial for you, Anastasia, whether you want to do that virtually or in person. Go about it at your own pace. And like I've told many of my other patients or clients, you're more than welcome to try out different therapists. If you find one's not beneficial for you, or you guys are not connecting, you can find another one that you're into, talking about different things that you have going on. The other thing that I want you guys to work on is having that one-on-one time with each other. Whether it's going out to shop, you don't have to talk about some deep conversations, or going out for a walk and then every now and then reconnecting and talking about stuff that's going on, whether it's between you two, whether it's stuff going on back at home. And when having those conversations, I want you to practice your I statements. Do you know what I statements are? So it's whether it's like, I feel like I'm not heard. Okay. I feel different things. So you always start with a sentence with I instead of saying you, because when you say you make me this way, you're being accusatory, or it sounds like you're attacking the person. So it definitely gives a different light and a different turn in the conversation. And I definitely think with these one-on-one, whether they're dates or times together throughout the week, try to at least one time throughout the week, okay, if you're able to just talk or just laugh and not, talk about anything. Just have that connection to be able to relieve some stress, because laughter is very healthy for all of us. Okay, bring some joy. But is there anything else that you guys would like to discuss? Anything we didn't address today in this session? No? Okay.
I mean, there's so much, but
Okay. Alrighty. So
there's not enough time.
oh my gosh. Okay. So after this, you guys are more than welcome to schedule whatever is convenient for your time, whether it's every week, bi-weekly, and then we'll just be able to work from there. Okay. So it was nice talking to you guys. And I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.